So maybe there's not enough black people applying for the SNL positions. And maybe something is allowing them to not be successful in the application process or prior to the application process. Maybe they feel they're not given a fair opportunity when they're applying because they don't get to see enough of their work. But I don't really know because I'm not there. I saw another hand. For comedians, I feel like the requirement for men is lower than females. Men are generally accepted quite easily, but women have a higher acceptance, and let alone being a black female, probably even higher. That's just kind of what I'm thinking, that if you're a black female, your expectation is definitely higher. I feel stereotypes also play a huge role. Comedians need to be able to portray different characters on SNL. And if they can't become another character, so for example, here in America, a white person might have the expectation that all black people are the same. So for example, if a black person applies for a position, SNL might only have one or two characters that the black person could play. That's a really good point. Do you guys feel that that only applies to comedy, or is that just a general perspective? The different perspectives of this topic are very interesting. America has different perspectives. You guys seem to have a very educated perspective, but that's not the same perspective throughout America. So I have another question for you guys. Why do you feel that there are few interpreters of color? What do you think? Exposure? Can you expand a little bit on that? Growing up, I really didn't see a lot of interpreters. And there weren't a lot of black interpreters, so I really think it is exposure. Do you mean you weren't exposed at all to interpreters? What about people of color? What kind of exposure do you think they get? Definitely less exposure. Let's go around the room. So my general perspective is people of color possibly have less funds. They don't have the options that maybe the white class has. Maybe they don't have the motivation to want the education, or the lack of family support to get the education.